honored to be even associated with this guy, Charles. Charles is amazing. You guys know he's been on the live a couple times now. He's like the most reoccurring person ever on my side of stuff. Usually I'm the most reoccurring on their side, but now the most reoccurring on my side. We hitting records today, baby. So you guys stay tuned. It's gonna be amazing. Just whatever. We're chatting it up, chit-chatting, living it up, living the dream. And you guys are here just to voyage. I'm playing. Drop your questions below if you have one. If it's in the round, we can maybe do it in the middle, but for sure at the very, 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 very end of this, we will definitely be doing rapid fire, whether it's for, you have a question for Charles, myself, Sasha, Lay, the Nepalese people here where I'm at, but either way, I'm just playing with you. It's going to be a great live today. So let's get started. Charles, how you doing, brother?
I'm so good, Mikey. I'm so good. I would be shirtless, but it's just too cold in South Africa. But yeah,
what's the temperature there?
Right now, probably about 14 degrees Celsius where I'm at.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. 14 is my birthday day, so here we go. 14 has a special place in my heart. That's cool. That's not too bad, man. That's not too bad.
No, it's still pleasant, especially in the afternoons. It gets nice and warm still.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Are you doing the breathing and everything else? The breathing and the friction?
Breathing, friction, iron body, jumping, shaking. Just, yeah.
So this will be your first winter on the guide, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. Get ready, man. It's going to be a whole different experience than any other winter ever. I was meditating in the snow in Japan and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Whoa.
Shirtless.
Hey, you guys are still in Nepal.
Huh?
You guys are still in Nepal?
We are still in Nepal, bro. Like, we were ready to go to China and everything else. And they're like, no, we got to hold your passports for like another month just to make sure you're not spies and coming in to disperse propaganda. Like, who are you? They want to do like a very thorough background check. So, but like, we're going to take your passport. So China has our passports for like a month. They're going to have it for a month. And then after that, they're going to be like, okay, you guys are cool. We like you. Oh, Mikey Breeds. Of course, Mikey Breeds. Come on in. So yeah, we'll be here like another month. We're still here.
Nice.
Expect the unexpected.
Amazing. Yeah. That's a cool theme right now.
Yeah, for sure. We even gave away some of our stuff because we were like ready to leave. We told our neighbors and everything else, and the next day we were still there. The neighbors like, "What?" And I'm like, "Dude, like China has our passports, man. I'm passportless now. I'm a free agent." Anyway, do you have anything you want to talk about today? Like any specific topics? You just want to like roll with it, or like what do you have in mind?
Just feeling like rolling with it. I jumped in on your live a bit earlier, and I heard you say that you're kind of expanding into new levels. I know you ate for the first time a week ago, or like just over 10 days ago, and I'd love to chat about and hear about more of this new expansion and this new level of awareness that you are moving into, because that must be something insane.
Dude, it's crazy, man. So like the constructs of reality have been exposed to me. So the longer I can keep that train of thought, the more it holds together for the benefit of myself and everyone else around me, even you guys in the Discord, even since I've been doing this, because we have affiliates and stuff like that. So for all the viewers watching, if you guys want to, you could become affiliated with me and sell the guide and everything else. I sell the guide for this one purpose only. I don't believe in anything more than I believe in the guide. No supplement, no magic health tool, this, that, infrared blanket, or I don't believe in any of that stuff. That's why I don't sell it. I have offers all the time in my DMs. I sell the guide because I believe in that. I stand behind that and I back it. And a lot of people have come on to help me with that because they see the results too. And this is crazy. There's even been some people who have been in the Discord community. They were there for some time, almost like a year, and then they left for a year, and they came back because they're like, after a year, I've still found nothing better than this community and the guide and what Mikey shares. So I was like, it was a big honor. Like two people have recently done that. So it's very honoring to me in my heart. But nonetheless, with all that being stated, where was I going with? I'm trying to like actually pick up where I'm going with this now. This is kind of funny. But you guys have, where was I going with this? I was going somewhere with this. I know the head and like what I'm experiencing, but I was gonna go somewhere with that specific thing. But either way, um, whatever. I'm gonna drop it. I'll come back to it. I usually don't forget stuff, but either way, maybe it's just a placeholder or whatever. So I think I was going to share that, people like Charles also help sell the guide. Oh, I know exactly where I'm going with it. I know exactly where I was going with this. So even the members in the Discord have seen an increase in guide sales in their own life. Some who don't even promote their affiliate link or anything else have started making sales by default, because I've been putting out so much energy, holding all this together, that everyone is just winning. Everybody's life's getting better. Everyone's seeing more sales. Like, it's just getting better for everybody. And I noticed that the longer I can hold this, the longer I can do it, reality starts getting better. There's more blue skies days. There's like less of the other stuff in the skies and like more blue skies now. Like all this. I'm not saying I'm doing that. That's not what I'm saying per se, but I'm noticing that as I'm doing this, there's more of it. Is it a direct correlation? I can't say it's causation, but nonetheless, as I go into this deeper psychic approach and apprehension, I'm just seeing everything just flow so well and so easy. But it's also the opposite. If I let go at any point in time, it starts like atrophying and like sinking back down and slowly getting over here, inactive and everything else. So I've been going through a lot of trying to find what's the greatest route of sustainability with total engagement without the dullness of it, or even the depletion of psychic energy for it. So I've been going through a lot of stuff like that, because when I hold these things, instantly these things are happening. I'm talking about like the moment I think of a person, the moment I do this, it's happening. So it's like creating reality in real time. So I'm trying my best to hold it all together, but it's a lot mentally. And I've even seen myself look more stressed in my face over the past month than 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. You see my face 3 months ago, super baby face. You see my face from like some of the recent podcasts I've done. I look stressed. I look tired. And it's just like, and it's not the podcast. It's just putting out so much psychic energy. It's been draining. So the past like week or so, like since Thursday, something happened, some sort of upgrade, and some big pressure thing started happening in my head. It was like the next level, or like the next advancement of all this type of energy. And I've been learning how to assimilate to it to where it's sustainable, because it was like overbearing. Man, there's a lot of energy in my head. So I kind of just came over that yesterday, or like even today. Today's like my first real day of applying it. And it's a whole new experience, a whole new life. But that's kind of what's been going on here like the past, like month or so.
Okay,
Very
yeah,
wild.
I'm keen to like hear more about that, maybe in the Discord community, where
Yeah.
you obviously share more.
Mhm.
You mentioned something quite interesting now, like in terms of when things start happening instantly. Like I've had glimpses of that since being on the guide, because you obviously make this available for everyone who chooses to go this route in life and finding higher ways of doing things. And people in the Discord community actually started experiencing what you call, what's it, harmonic convergence, when
Yeah.
the moment you clear something in phase 3, and then the money shows up, or the opportunities. Can you
The
expand a little bit
girl,
more
the
how
whatever,
that happened?
anything.
Yeah.
How does it happen?
Yeah. So what's the physics of it? Because I mean, I know everything affects everything, right? But for it to be that instant, like it almost like proves that reality really is a mirror of what's going on in our deeper consciousness.
Wow. So this is going to be some stuff to explain. Thank you for asking that question. I like it a lot.
Okay.
Um, like every person can see themselves as a beam that's constantly like vibrating and radiating, almost like the tuning fork, right? You have like the two forks. It's like a handle with like the forks, and each of them are vibrating. We'll take out one and just have one there. Everybody is in a sense putting out and pulsing a specific frequency, but it's multiple. Your heart does a specific frequency, while your liver, your pancreas, if everything was at the frequency of your heart, then it would be a heart. So like you have different frequencies all throughout your body doing all different stuff. Well, when you hold these specific thoughts, it starts to dampen certain effectiveness or the frequency of those things. Like if you're in fear, your heart could beat harder, it could beat faster. So it's literally changing in real time. Your breath can become more rapid and shallow, all this other stuff. So your entire body's affected by the state that you hold and the emotions that you're engaging in. Well, that's all that's truly happening in this world, is just the frequency of that, in a sense. That's how we're able to see green and blue and building, is because it's reflecting this color and that color, and the frequency of stone is hard, while the frequency of water, you can pass your hand through it, and all this other stuff. This is why people can mimic the frequency of specific animals, and they can call these animals to them, almost like a mating call, like a bird call. Like a person can mimic a bird and its pitch, and it can draw these birds to them because they're just putting out that frequency. Whatever frequency you're putting out, whatever state you're putting out, becomes the experience that you have. So it's not really trying to manifest or whatever. You're positioning yourself, a person's positioning themselves in reality based off of whatever they're emitting. That's it. It's going to happen either way. That's why I tell people they should learn this, because it's happening either way. You're already putting out a frequency. So the person who's unlucky stays unlucky. The person who's jumping into abusive relationships always finds another abusive relationship to jump in. It's a pattern. Well, once a person goes into phase 3 and they start shifting these things, those were the pockets that were influencing these types of frequencies and these energies in the body. Once you remove that, you become more coherent or clear with yourself, and then your body starts naturally producing what it wants. So the people think that they're getting their desires like fast, right? Like, okay, harmonic convergence, bam, river house, all this other stuff. But it's not that the person logically wants this per se. Maybe they do. Maybe they did think about it. Like Kiara was the one who with the river house and stuff like that. But it's more so she's naturally producing desires that her body wants, versus the propaganda that, okay, a girl needs to wear makeup, she needs to have big lips and lip injections, and she needs to do this and do that and all this other stuff. Well, that's propagated in the person to give these fake artificial desires that weren't native to the person. But when you remove this stuff and your body gets to say what you actually desire, you start radiating that or emitting that specific frequency. And that's why it happens so fast, is because it's what you've always wanted. And this is why I even tell people, like, in the same way, when a person stops working out a lot, they're going to lose their muscle really fast because their body didn't want it, or they might gain weight because their body needs the extra weight right now. So like their body is going to ultimately put out the signal, the radiance, or what that emission is, to start aligning with that portion in that part of reality. It's almost like they're phasing into what that is. A person wants a lake house, but there's no lake nearby. But then all of a sudden they get in the right frequency, and then out of seemingly nowhere, a person's like, "Hey, yeah, I have a lake house. It's only like 2 miles up the road." It's like, there's a lake 2 miles up the road, yeah, and a lake is there that's always been there that you never knew was there. Some might say like, okay, well now they manifested a lake there, but it was like, now it's there. It wasn't known to them previously, but they simply put out that clear emittance by aligning themselves and not holding themselves back with all the stuff that they found in phase 3, and now they can be at harmony with themselves, which is harmony with reality, and the two converge. So like the truest desire that's inside of you, not the fake implanted desires, but the truest desire, you harmonize with that, and then you see it in reality and you merge with it, and all your desires come true in nearly a second, because it's what your body always wanted. It's what you always truly wanted. It was always there. It's that we had to get our manipulation out of the way, that we've been told that we want stuff. And then all of our desires come so quickly. The moment I found that out, dude, like everything I want, like I did every bucket list in like 6 months once I figured this out. Now I'm trying to find stuff to do. Like, what do I want to do now? Like, that's why I'm like hanging out with you guys in the Discord and sharing all this stuff here, because you can technically, I guess, control the world with this type of understanding. So it's just like, you can do whatever you want. I did everything I want. Name every fantasy, in the light, in the dark, nothing evil. I don't like drink the blood of babies or some crazy stuff like that. Hey, I'm not that person, bro. I'm like a chill dude. I don't even want to see that. Yeah, I'm good, dog. I am good. I don't even want to look at the files. I've even opened the files of that person. I don't look at that stuff. I don't want that in my psyche. I'm good. I don't watch horror movies. I'm good, dog. I'm not scared of it, but I'm just saying, like, I don't even want to put that stuff in me. But like every fantasy of like skydiving and traveling here and like menage a trois, blah, 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 all this other stuff. Like, man, I've done it all, you know, and I've stayed in big, beautiful places and in the forest and the jungle and traveled all this other stuff. Like once you do this, like you already have everything. So there's not really a need to share it, but I already did everything. I already have everything. And now it's like, what else is there to do? Now all I really know to do is just talk about it. And that's why I have the Discord community and I kind of share the guide and stuff like that. So it's been crazy, but there's levels to it. And there's even levels that surpass the level I'm at now. And that's what I'm kind of going into that we spoke about earlier.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Mikey, yeah. So you're talking about this expansion, and
Charles' microphone is not coming through, Sasha said. What is it on? Does he need to unmute it? Was it muted or something?
I temporarily turned it down while you were explaining, but then now it's not on.
Interesting. Okay, we're gonna bring Charles back in a second. Give us 1 second.
Testing.
All right, how about now? Can we hear Charles now?
Yep. No.
Okay, we cannot hear Charles. What happened? No, all this powerful stuff. Here, maybe I can just harmonic convergence into.
Charles, can you hop out and hop back in?
Okay. Sasha asked if you could hop out and hop back in real quick, please. Right. Thank you so much, Charles. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah, sorry.
How are the comments right now, Sasha? As we're waiting for.
Amazing. Your energy said we can hear you on IG.
They can hear Charles.
Can you hear Charles now?
Yo.
I cannot hear Charles right now. I see. Up.
Oh my God. Yes. There we go.
So are we hearing him from IG?
Right now, IG says they can hear him.
Interesting, but we can't hear him.
I got him now.
Okay, Charles, could you do a little sound check, please?
Sound check.
No.
Yeah, we back in, baby. Heck yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
So just picking up where we left off, that's pretty much the whole reason of harmonic convergence, the physics of it in a sense, or like the emotionality and the movement of it.
Yeah, so it's so interesting. You know, you mentioned you're going through, you can feel this new expanse, this new level of awareness. People in the Discord community, the affiliates are making more money. I being one of them, waking up every morning and there's just more sales without doing anything.
Are you promoting it more? Are you putting out more links like, hey, get the guide? Nothing. I'm telling you guys, when you truly live off this energy, everybody succeeds. That's why no one has to lose, because it's just the energy. When your energy is so big, everybody wins.
Yeah, and the Discord community is growing, which is quite something. Like the last 2 weeks, it's been like shooting up quickly, and it seems like the world is recognizing, or at least people are recognizing, that there is something real that is being shared, because there's a lot of influencers. There is a lot of people reading stuff from books. I read this, let's do that. And there's copycats of copycats of copycats. But I personally, as someone who searches, always searching, I've never come across someone as real, as authentic, with the type of results. We in the Discord, the results are not just undeniable, it's fast, it's quick.
Super.
Do you think that there is more to come? Do you think, because your following is also grown on, you're up to 80,000, I think, on Instagram now.
Yeah.
Do you feel there's an acceleration that's happening, Mikey?
Yeah. So I'll share this. Like, I honestly don't care about being famous. I can have everything I want without being famous, without people knowing me. Like, I've already done so like all those happy fantasies that you can think of, not like the dark, evil stuff. I've already done it. Laid in the most expensive bed with the most beautiful women, having all this fun. Like, life has been so good, and it's just like, I don't have to be famous. Like for what? Like there's no need for it, because the fame usually comes with like resources and wealth and stuff like that. So like, I've always liked my alone time. I've been a very private person all of my life, and I've never been one for attention, because one, I don't like babying people. I don't like spoon feeding people. I really believe that people need to think for themselves and not be led or told what to believe or just follow. So I always told people like, hey, like, don't listen to me. Go just do this yourself. Here's the tools. Like, even the Discord community, like I share with you guys, but like I tell the community, like, here, but you do this yourself. I'm not going to just give you the answer, but like you guys do, because I want freedom. Like that's one of my biggest things is freedom. It's like freedom of exploration, of understanding, not just doing something because we're told to do it. So I've never really truly been authentically desirous of fame. Every time I start to get a little bit, it gets overwhelming, and people start like, to me, it's like a Messiah complex. I'm like, bro, I'm not your Messiah. I'm just a dude. That's why I always try to tell people around me, like, yeah, I'm just a normal dude doing like normal dude stuff. It's different, but like I'm just a normal guy. I still poop and pee, and I try to like normalize myself so people don't start like getting in like Messiah complex type thing. But here recently, like from just engaging in the realm and this reality and everything else, I really heard it's like, bro, you need to quit like pushing this off and denying it. Because like every time I would start to grow, I would purposely say something I know that people wouldn't like. That way it kind of dampens it or limits the growth rate so it's not so fast. Because I start getting people in my DMs and I see that same thing. It's almost like the lost sheep mentality. It's like people are like, hey, I'm lost, tell me what to do. And I'm like, I don't want to tell you what to do, but like you should, here's some things that you can like look into, the guide and everything else. So I would purposely say stuff. And even here recently, like, hey, I drink blood. Hey, I drink blood. Do I do it every day? No. Do I do it every week? No. Do I do it every year? No. But I've drunken blood on a couple occasions. I know that's going to dampen people so they don't like just hurdle to rush to follow me, because that's just like people have to process that in their mind. Like I put my own dampeners on it. And this realm starts speaking to me. It's like, bro, they just need your opinion. They need to hear the way you think, because they don't think like that, but they need it. So I stepped into that probably like a month and a half ago, and I said, screw it. I let everything go. I just accept it. And then overnight, man, it's never stopped since then. I was in the 20,000s. And then like in a month and a half, a little, like almost 2 months now, I'm at 80,000. And that's just on Instagram. On YouTube, we surpassed, I don't know what I was at on YouTube, but we were now like past 5,000. And Facebook, we're at like almost 40,000. And on one Facebook, then we have another Facebook that's at like 30,000 or something like that. So we've grown a total of over 100,000 followers in less than 2 months. And that's just from like me finally just saying, okay, cool. I step into that role and I accept it. And that's the only thing I've done. I still say the same message. I do the same stuff. I haven't changed anything. I don't do any extra marketing or anything like that. I just accepted the position that the sky is screaming. And the moment I did, all of it came. It's like super fast.
Yeah, it's
But
quite
also
interesting.
there's heavier psychic energy too, and I could feel it on my head, like because I accepted that there's so much more to hold together this reality, and there's a bigger responsibility. And I'm like, there it is,
Oh wow. Yeah, Mikey, it feels like to me what I'm observing and what I observe collectively, that this is a forefront of human evolution.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm so excited to be part of the community. Like when we were just 60, like, I mean, it's a relatively small number to what is possible, because people are craving something real. People are craving life, and people are waking up to that. And it's the most exciting place to be. It's the most exciting thing to do, is to come alive. And yeah, I think people, I mean, I've got now, I think eight of my friends who've got the guide, just because. Yeah. And we're on a little WhatsApp group, sharing resources, where to get what. And
That's cool, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun. And I'm observing the growth in the Discord community daily. There's new members coming in now, 2, 3, 4, 5 a day. What do you think? Do you think there's going to be a change in how you handle the Discord community as it gets bigger? Because it might get huge.
Yeah. I mean, it started out as like 2 people. And I remember when there was just 2 people in the Discord community, and I was happy with that, because I ultimately made the Discord community for a couple of reasons. One, I saw that people got the guide, and even though the guide it's very to the point, it lays it out. Do this, don't do that. Do this, don't do that. I still want to provide a space to where people who got the guide could have a localized position that they can get understanding about what these things mean exactly. And obviously I cannot put that in text format. It's going to make it almost like an encyclopedia volume set series if I was to explain the explanation of the things that I'm explaining. And like, bro, we're getting so meta with this. So
Yeah.
I made the Discord community for those who needed help. And I had two people, and like one of them was Robert and another one was Brittany. And that was the Discord community for like some time, because I wasn't I'm still not doing it to make money. I'm not trying to get, like, oh, hey, blah, blah, blah. Like, let me just try to get a, bag or a, cash bag off this thing, If so, I would be promoting it a lot more because but I only want to do it at a rate that's sustainable. That makes sense to where I can serve everybody and be there for everybody and give myself. Cause I don't like in the Discord, everything I do is the highest quality. And I don't do that anywhere else online. Even in this interview here is going to be amazing, but the quality that I try to give and the energy in the Discord community specifically, I try to get the richest energy of my soul and like put that in the answers, of the responses. So I've noticed that as the Discord community gets bigger, I actually have less people asking me questions. It's weird.
Yeah, it's going quiet.
I was expecting, I was like, because the reason like with the fame and stuff like that, I was kind of like, oh man, because I already have, because here's the one thing, right? 80,000 people now on Instagram, hundreds of DMs a day. A lot of them are asking the same thing. Hundreds and hundreds of comments a day. A lot of them asking the same thing. So I thought, man, in the Discord, I only want to give the best thing. I'm going to have even more comment or more questions in the Discord.
Yeah.
More comments on social media, less questions in the Discord. It's almost like the people are coming in already satiated. They understand. They're there for the community. They're there for the engagement. They're there for the enrichment. So back in the day, like I might have like let's say when it was like 20 people or maybe even 30 people in the Discord, I might have 10 to 15 questions a day to answer, but I make each answer like 10 minutes long. So that can get very lengthy. Now I might have a couple questions a week, maybe like 5 questions a week, because we do like the family gatherings now and stuff like that. And it was cool because we did the family gathering yesterday, and there's a woman there. She's had a severe case of eczema, and it's crippled her pretty much all of her life. And since the last family gathering, she told me what her condition was, how she couldn't even really go in the sun, and like she's so embarrassed, and like it's been like that all of her life for years, decades. I'm like, okay, hey, do this. She did that, and she's like, bro, within a week, it is reduced by 10 times. Like it is, she's never seen her skin get this good a quality ever in her life. She's like she's like, I've gotten 10 times better in just a week. And doctors have prescribed me creams and serums and steroids and this and that. I've done all this stuff and rubbing oil on my skin, all this other stuff. She's like, what you share with me is like I've never seen my skin this good before. And I'm like, you just started. That was like a couple weeks ago. I'm like, it hasn't even been a whole month yet. So that was really cool. So I think that people are getting a lot from the pre-voice memos that I've already left. They're getting a lot from the family gatherings and just the energy that's there. So as it gets bigger, it seems like it's getting more self-sustaining. And so that's kind of cool.
That's an interesting way to look at it. Because yes, I mean, the voice notes that are already in there. I mean, I've gotten life-changing energy from voice notes that weren't even made for me. Like questions that Tone asked, for example, Rob, Daniel. I listen to those voice notes. I take notes on them, I absorb that energy, and I experience like radical transformations in my life. So it's interesting because you've got such a great focus throughout the guide on sustainability that the Discord community is so saturated with the energy of integrity and sustainability that as people come in, like you said, it becomes more self-sustainable. So it's so incredible, that I've never thought about it that way until you just shared it, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, totally. And like with the Discord messages, I try to share something that it becomes timeless. It doesn't matter if you listen to it today or next year or even 10 years from now, you can still extract insight from it. I try to tap into the deepest sense that I can to give this type of, because all explanations is energy formatted. So when you have the energy formatted in this way, it turns and activates something on and things click. And that's all that's happening when we have genius moments or moments of epiphanies and understanding. Is this energy reformatted into a certain way to where whenever it's encountered by the observer, then it turns something on in their head and now it's activated. That's what passing knowledge down is. So I always do my best. It doesn't matter if they ask about like, hey, Mikey, my pinky toe hurts. What should I do? I try to go in with the deepest energy and then formulate it and format it in all this ways that whenever a person who doesn't have a hurt pinky toe hears this, they know how to go make an extra $100,000, or they know how to go get their relationship back if it's down, or like they know how to heal their kid if their kid gets sick or whatever, just from that one thing, because it hits all these scopes of life. And I try to make it timeless. And that's why I think the Discord's so powerful. Just that thing right there. The energy in there alone, just from those, could power a person's life for decades, if not a millennia.
Correct, Mikey. I certainly agree, and you explain in the Discord community, like not just how to just listen to a voice note, but how to actually unzip that file by taking the notes, by repetition, and so on. So that's a very cool process. I don't feel like going into that now, but how many voice notes do you guys know how many voice notes there is, more or less? Because I've done like maybe 5 of them, and it's changed
I think we're
things for me.
around over 1,000.
So Lay's gonna find out right now. So how many
Okay.
messages I've left in total
Yeah.
in the Discord? Over 8,000. It's over 8,000. So probably almost like close to 9,000 now. But specifically voice memos, Roro went through them all, and she went through a lot. She's like, I don't know how many's here, but there's definitely over 1,000 voice messages that have been left here. And this is in like a few years. So like I've given a lot of energy out. And like again, that's why I always say, like, these are my people. People in my DMs on Instagram, like no hate or shade to the people, but they haven't sacrificed anything and they have an entitlement. They come up, tell me, Mikey, tell me what I should do and give me all your information. And oh yeah, you should give it to me for free. And it's just like, you can't operate in that energy and receive anything. Even if I told you, if you stay in that entitled energy, it actually holds you back. The people in the Discord have shown up for themselves, their family. They've shown up even for me, like, hey, Mikey, I trust you. I believe you. Let's freaking go, bro. So when I share that energy there, they take it and they run with it. And that's why the people get the results. It's like Rowena with her, face becoming symmetrical, or what Daniel, whenever he's like, hey, Mikey, how did you retire so young? And I told him, and like within 30 minutes, he landed a deal like $75,000. Or, Patrick was like, hey, dude, like I look like a little kid. I want to grow and be a man. And then like within a few months, he grew up, released a bunch of testosterone, and then he ended up gaining over 15 pounds in a month. And so it's just like these people are getting these results because the energy that they're engaging in and operating in whenever it's delivered. So like the Discord messages, the Discord community, that's why I always say, like, those are my people. Those are the people I will like open myself up and like pour myself for, because they have proved themselves. They have shown themselves. They have dedicated themselves to them. And when the person's dedicated to themselves, I happily will help those people. But if a person can't even like read comments or go watch other videos and stuff like that, they're not going to do anything with the information I give them anyway. So the Discord, the Discord is just full of badasses, man. That's all I got to say. You find out the number, Lay? Yeah, so Lay pulled it up, and it just says 1,000 plus. How did we find out how many messages were in there? It was like 8,200, and like it was exact numbers. Oh, a desktop? Okay, we'll find it out, because there's so many, like it doesn't even read the number. Like it just says 1,000. Like it doesn't even go to 2,000 or anything like that. But maybe Sasha will go ahead and pull it up here. But yeah, man. So you guys are truly like I pray for you guys. I put out good energy. Like you were saying, you've even seen more sales. You don't have to put out your link or try to convince people to buy. I specifically tell people, hey, don't be salesy. Don't force people. Don't just tell them to go buy. But if they are truly interested in what you do, you can share a link. And everyone has made more sales. Everybody has seen more success in their personal life, because I have all this energy and I only have 2 people to give it to here. These people are my family. So you guys are like my next level of family. So I just give my energy out to y'all, and like everyone's succeeding. Everybody's winning. Renan has lost a bunch of weight and like his eyes have started changing colors. And Henrietta's skin has got like everybody's seen such amazing testimonies all the way from health to finances to relationships to travel to freedom and everything. So it's been amazing.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy in that guy. And I mean, even Lay and Sasha, like, I mean, I posted a message in the group maybe 2 weeks ago, and Lay typed out a response. And as I was reading Lay's response, I could feel an energy shift inside of my body. Like, I actually noticed while I'm reading words in the Discord community, I could feel an energy shift, clarity emerging, my consciousness expansion. So it's really incredible. This energy is like, it's not a trend. Yeah, there's a lot of trends. There's a lot of nonsense. And when there's a trend, because people trend hop, breathwork, ice baths, biohacking, blah 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 blah, but they never really dedicate themselves to themselves. They never and that's kind of what I see the guide is, the Discord community is in, and what you offer is you offer a highly efficient way for people to actually be dedicated to themselves so that they can come alive and actually learn how to restructure reality to the highest degree. So yeah, let's chat about the highest degrees, like because there's undeniably superior ways of doing things. If you look at communication, there are poor ways of communicating and there are superior ways of communicating. Let's talk about life and consciousness. What are the superior ways compared to the trends for the audience?
Wow. Okay, cool. So you're definitely right. There are definitely trend hopping, and that's kind of how I even got to this point, is because I have seen every trend, like, hey, low carbs, high carbs, this, that. I've been in this stuff since like 2003. So, there's definitely people who've been in it longer and stuff like that. But 2003, that's over 2 decades. That's like 23 years. I've been in this for a long time, and I've seen shake weights and like shock, electrotherapy to try to melt the fat off, blast the fat off. I've seen, trash bags that people tape to themselves. I mean, and it's funny because these trends like repeat too. So like the things that were back in like the early 2000s, 2003, 2004, 2005, they kind of like reemerged again back in like 2020, 2021, 2022 to where like the same like electric shock therapy, stuff like that, or like 2019. And you just see these things kind of like go for a loop and stuff like that. So if it would have worked the first time, they wouldn't have had to come back the second time, but it didn't work the first time. That's why it became out of trend to where something else took its place, but then it came back because it's just a sales mechanism, because it's never the answer. It's never the solution. The solution is knowing yourself, and a person cannot get around that. You can do all these things, but if you don't know yourself in the process, it's not going to happen, or at least be sustainable, which is kind of like what I was sharing earlier. Like the entitled person, I can tell them what to do, but unless they come with a specific energy, they're not going to receive anything from what I say. So I don't want to waste my time, nor do I want to waste their time. So the only thing that person can do is get in the right energy to receive. How do you do that? By manning up and taking responsibility. Join the Discord community. Go watch the videos. I have so many people. I had a dude. This is funny, man. I had a dude in my DMs today send me this voice memo. And he's like, Mikey, what you're doing is awesome. And it inspired me so much. And blah, 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 blah. Like he went on this whole thing. And at the very end of it, he's like, man, I want you to be my mentor because like what you said in that video inspired me. And I'm doing all these things. But by the way, I haven't read your guide, nor have I actually really watched your video or any of your videos, but blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, he took one soundbite and just ran with it. And now he's thinking I'm teaching fasting and people should starve themselves. And this is the thing. And like, you shouldn't eat. I'm like, bro, if people are literally trying to get the justification to go and do the thing that's disassociating them from themselves. But the only thing I teach people is to observe and know yourself, because that's where the answer always is found. Whenever you do that, you ascend yourself to the highest degree in what this reality actually is. And that's when you obtain the highest state, the highest degree of reality, because now you know what it is. You cannot be effective in what you don't know, because even if you were effective, how would you know? Because you don't know what it is. And when you don't know what it is, you can't measure it. If you don't know what it is, you can't measure it, you can't see it, you can't whatever. So when you find out and you can locate and precisely define what things are, then you have the space and the orientations that these things exist in, and then you can start navigating through them and you can see the effectiveness of it. So the highest state that we engage in and everything that we do is simply effectivity in reality. Oh, you want to lose weight? Okay, bam. Think fats off. Oh, you want bigger muscles? Okay, cool. I knew this. Okay, cool. Boom, bigger muscles. Oh, you want to shift your eye color? Like, okay, cool. Brighter eyes. Oh, you want to grow your hair back? Okay, cool. Boom. Now my stubble's growing. So the highest way is just being effective in reality. Oh, you want more money? Okay, cool. Oh, you want love? Okay, cool. Okay, you want this? So it's not even about the spiritual woo-woo. Okay, hey, we're going to go to the highest degree of reality consciously. We're going to be conscious co-creators in the 5D plane and the spiritual chalk. It's simply being effective in reality. And then guess what? If a person doesn't have any money, they're not effective in that area. If they don't have this, they're not effective in that area. If they don't have that, and that's where we all start. So the main thing that starts all this off is just being one, humble enough to not think that we know it all. I never say I know it all. I only share what I know. If I don't know something, I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't even know what that is. Like, here, you tell me. And then second off is to understand that that's trying to tell us where we are now so we can go be effective. And that's all reality, spirituality, and anything is. How well do you have a to the actual routers? Oh my God, bro.
Okay, y'all, the internet. I mean, not internet.
Can you see me or is it
We're
on?
back.
Right now.
Do you want to go?
We're back.
We're gonna move down.
All right, let's go down.
Yes, we're back.
Do you think it'll go or do you think it's better downstairs?
I think it's better probably mid-room.
Okay, yeah, let's go to the mid room. So
Okay.
I can do this first here. Hey, what is up? What is
Yeah.
up, guys? Gonna go to the mid room.
I was about to draw. That's that spot. You want to help carry this while I. Thanks, Lay.
Go to the mid room.
Give me a second.
It's the messy bedroom.
We're coming.
Here's my crew, y'all.
Cam crew.
Got the whole camera crew. Got the boom mic and everything.
Hey. All right. Okay. Thanks, Lay.
Thank you, Lay.
You want juices here?
Nah, that's cool. I'm just chilling.
Okay.
Cool.
I can do this.
I got it. You just bring this down, probably.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah, bring that down. Probably like a bottom up kind of type of thing. Man, I'm sorry about this, guys. For whatever reason here recently, they have been either working on the power or something. It's gone out like 2 or 3 times a day. It's, yeah, I think they're doing something, maybe like building out the infrastructure or something like that. But the power's been going out roughly like 2 to 3 times a day, every single day. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but ultimately,
We're back on.
the highest way is just being effective in reality. Jesus knew that. That's how he could turn water into wine. The Buddha knew that. That's how he could float on a cloud. You know, I'm sure Muhammad knew that. That's how he could do whatever. But like all of life, the highest degree is the effectivity of yourself. So we have to see, are we effective in what we're trying to accomplish? And if we're not, just admitting if we're not. And that's so it's totally okay. There's no pride or ego or whatever a person wants to believe. It's just like either we are or we're not. And I call that living in actuality. When you're living in actuality, you either did it or you didn't. And if you didn't, it's okay, because that we need that data to know how to do it eventually in the future. So the most spiritual thing you could do is be the catalyst of change, whatever that looks like, financially or physically or whatever.
Yeah, 100%, Mikey. And you spoke about the realm that we live in, and a lot of people living in ignorance of the realm that we live in, maybe because we take it for granted, that we live in this realm where we have oxygen, we have vitamins, minerals, everything to actually rebuild our bodies. Because as you mentioned in the guide, life is made up of energy, consciousness, and regeneration, and we are given everything to be able to be conscious and grow in consciousness, to have energy and get more energy, and to regenerate so that we can actually, evolve and expand. What do you say about, ignorance of the realm that we live in, and how to come into a deeper effectivity by understanding the realm that we live in, so that we can experience more of life and be that catalyst for change?
Man, that's you worded that so well. So well. Oh man, well, like if people don't even know what they're in, like how can you be effective in anything if you don't know it? Like how can anybody be effective? Like how can you be effective in this world if you don't know what this world is? Because then you'll believe, oh, Earth is a prison and we're sitting here as slaves because of the archons and this, and we're here to suffer, and you have all these things, blah blah. I'm like, okay, yeah. Well, if you think that, then that's why you get crappy results. That's why a person never wins. That's why they never experience good pleasure. That's why it's always ending in a fight or bitterness, because they're already pre-programmed to see it as that. So wherever you look is where you go. So if you're looking that way, yeah, you're going to head there because they think it's that. But really, literally the entire realm is charged to sustain us. We have all the food, all the air, we have everything we could ever want, we have all the space we could ever live in. Like it's fully here. Why? To support us. To support us for what? Well, what are we? We're conscious beings. It's to support us so we can be conscious. This realm is keeping us alive. People are like, yeah, the only fuel you have is food. You can't have any other fuel than breathing is fuel for your body. So when these things, it's not just food that fuels us. It's everything, conversations and everything else. So when you understand like what this realm is composed of, it's composed of gas, liquids, solids, and plasmas. Well, then you can partake of all these things to fuel your consciousness. With death, you can utilize that for your consciousness to either in a tight space, you might feel more comforted or you might feel more claustrophobic. So you can literally use the space and the amount of it, the vastness that it's in. Like if you need to think bigger, go out to a big space. If you need to think healthier, go out to the forest, and it will literally trigger your mind into that certain state. So you can use these different areas and dimensions for the purpose of unlocking different faculties within your mind. So the whole purpose of why all this is here is so we can be conscious. That's the only reason to live. The only reason to live is to live. The purpose of life is life itself. It's not this big mysterious plan like, man, why was I made? You're made to live. The whole realm nurtures us. It gives us air, oxygen, it gives us water, it gives us food, all this other stuff, so we can grasp all these things, not to deny them. People get in this realm and they deny pleasure, deny community. I need to go be alone and be a monk on a mountain and fast, and not. It's all denial. You're put here for the opposite, to embrace the air, embrace the plants, embrace the animals, embrace the people, embrace the culture, embrace the idea, embrace the hate, embrace the love, embrace it all, because it all does and activates certain specific functions in you and your abilities, whether it's cognitively or subconsciously or even physically in your body, that can give you specific tools and faculties that you can utilize for the next progression and in your steps. Whenever you operate in this specific manner, you're almost like Batman. You have this utility belt to where whatever situation you have something for, to where you can assimilate yourself to that thing, to where you can become indistinguishable from what would be taken out. I'm sorry, you would be invisible to what would be taken out, and you'd be indistinguishable for what belongs. It's almost like a self-assimilation, because the thing that stands out is what gets chopped off. The person who sticks their head out is the one that gets chopped off. The person who doesn't fit in is the one who gets called out. Well, you can put yourself in every situation, and it's not just mimicry or like chameleon or trying to fit in or herd mindset at all, but you see the application and the attributes of self-preservation, which is what self-love is. You know, the purpose is to live, right? The life guide, but there's a key fundamental in there, which is self-love, and self-love is simply self-preservation. So part of that, it's multifaceted. People are like, well, do I eat meat or not? Well, it's all the components and all the topics of life. Because if you're dead, it doesn't matter if you eat meat or not. If you're going to be taken out, if you can't survive in a specific realm, like, these things will take you out automatically. So you have to understand, we have to perceive, we have to intelligibly understand what this realm is. And as we derive more from it, it expands us in our ability so we can continue in it. But if we don't even know what we're in, we'll just get a job and we'll just want to, get a girl and bang. And okay, that's it. That's the end of my life. Let's get drunk. Let's go gamble. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. And it's like, those people die, or at least they may not die at a faster rate, but they'll have their essence sucked out of them and they'll be drawn from, because this realm will take its essence back. Because if you're not taking the essence of the realm, this realm will take your essence from you. It's in a sense, a dog eat dog world. So like the moment the tree falls down, the mushrooms eat it, or the bugs or the grubs. And then the moment those grubs come out, then the frogs will eat the grub. And then the moment that frog comes out, the bird will eat the frog. And then the moment that bird comes out, then, a cat will eat that bird. And then the moment, that cat's seen, a dog will eat that cat, and like, there's definitely like hierarchies and stuff like that in that type of realm. But like literally everything is feeding on everything else in this realm, because that's how you live in this realm. You actually don't deny this realm. You don't reject this realm. You do the opposite. You eat this realm. Everyone wants to fast. Everyone wants to starve themselves. Everyone wants to be a breatharian. But like, this realm was made for all of it to be consumed, solid, liquid, and gas, and plasma. So if we're trying to deny the realm, we're denying what we're actually in. If we're denying what we're in, we live in a delusion. If we live in a delusion, that's why we're not effective. That's why we can't really do anything. That's why the spiritual community stays poor. Or the people who do get a bunch of resources like money definitely have their essence taken away from them at an older age, and they look like, bro, yeah, you got money, but you traded a lot for it because you look dead. Because it's a cooperation with this realm actually is. This realm is set up for a person to live, but if they're too afraid because they want to be vegan, it's just like, look in the realm, everything is eating each other. The worms are eating this, and the pigs are eating that, and even trees eat each other. Like, vines will overtake other trees and like suck out the life of that tree. And even plants will compete to grow, and weeds and all this other stuff. But we were specifically put in this position to where we can take from all the realm without it really being a detriment to us. We have the ability to absorb. I mean, I eat rocks, this is like, that sounds crazy, but my results are crazy. It's just like, I eat rocks and dirt and all this other stuff. We can literally absorb anything when we have such a high acidity in our stomach. I'm not saying I eat just large amounts of rocks at a time, but we have the ability to break this stuff down and intake it, and it adds to our functions. But if we don't know what we're in, we think that ramen noodles is food. Rocks are more beneficial than ramen noodles are. So these people are already lost because they don't have the map. And they don't have a map because they don't even know what they're on. They don't know what they're on because no one told them. No one told them because really no one knows. No one knows because no one's paying attention. No one's paying attention because somebody else is getting their attention. Somebody else is getting their attention because the one getting the attention is insecure about themselves. That person's insecure about themselves because they don't know who they are. They don't know who they are because they don't know what they're in. So it's just like vicious cycle.
That's incredible. That's incredible. There are so many things that I want to just dive into from that response. And it's incredible how you mentioned that, articulated the question so well. I've been noticing since I've been on the guide, I've been articulating myself and defining things much more accurately. Understand, and even my body is becoming more defined as I start to define reality more, which is beautiful. And I've been eating all sorts of stuff like bark. Let's chat about the ramen noodles, the inorganic stuff, the man-made stuff, and how that links on self-preservation. You mentioned self-preservation is actually the proper term for self-love, not the emotional thing. It's like, actually, what's going to give me life or what's going to kill me, right? I'm going to choose life, right?
Heck
So
yeah.
let's chat about the man-made stuff, examples of, how people, and maybe for our audience, who are not on the guide yet, to help them understand that at some point, not that it's their fault, that they're actually not loving themselves because they are not preserving themselves by using these man-made stuff that is actually not a part of this realm. And maybe you can even speak about the geometry, which I really love.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot to that. Oh man. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So one thing, and like I've been wanting to share this for the longest time, but I don't like body shaming or putting people out there. So,
Yeah.
if a person ever wanted to, like, because we have an audience right now watching this as we do this, chit chat. If any of you guys are comfortable enough with your body to submit a picture of yourself, I'm not saying like clothless or anything like that, but just like as a face, so I could read your face, I can show you guys how those specific foods have mutated you. So whenever you take in artificial man-made stuff, it starts bulging out your face and you don't look human anymore. So there's, some people out there that when you see them, what's happening to them, they're bulbous, they're round, they're inflated, they're this kind of like Wally and stuff like that. I mean, again, I'm not body shaming, I'm not making fun of people, but it has really altered their human appearance, and they don't look like humans from 50, 60, 70 years ago. And these chemicals have gotten in through the ramen, through the artificial man-made stuff, because all things are geometry. That's it. So whenever you look down and you see salt, you see sugar, you see MSG, you see, maltodextrin and stuff like that. These are simply just crystals, they're shapes, they're structures that these tiny little geometric shapes attach to our receptors within inside of us, and they either trigger certain functions or enable certain functions. They are either turning things on, they're turning things off, they are causing clogs in our body or causing flow. So everything is a geometric structure that activates or deactivates certain specific things in our body. Now, when we start throwing artificial stuff in our body, especially a lot of it, our body cannot properly and adequately interpret what that geometric signaling is. So it throws our body into confusion. When our body's confused, it ends up expressing in our aesthetics in the way that we look. It's not about look maxing or aesthetics, but the aesthetics of your body is trying to tell you what's going on without you having to do an MRI or an X-ray or even cut yourself open to find. Like, you can clearly see all throughout your body what's going on if you just look at it. Well, when we eat these artificial things, it distorts us. It gives us this weird skin pigmentation. It makes us look bulbous. Like, we get this big under chin. Women start growing hair, above their lip, and dudes can grow breasts. I was one of them. I grew breasts by the age of 9. I started developing gynecomastia. So, like, because I was taking in all these genetic frequencies and these specific geometric shapes that was signaling to my body chaos. It was out of control. So like my hormones were confused. They didn't know what to do. Are we a boy? Are we a girl? Like what do we do? And when these things are sustained over time, we end up coming to the point where we don't even look human anymore. Like the average man, and this is no hate. Again, I can't express how much I love you guys. This is never in hate, but my heart goes for my people. I see people from my generation, like millennials and stuff like that, and they don't even look like men. They look like this cross between this is like maybe they're in late puberty development, but like they never got out of it, and they're kind of like still young looking, but they didn't grow into it, and they don't really look like another person from maybe like the 70s would have looked. I mean, people from the 70s, man, they were pretty much out of puberty by like 12, I'm not 12, but like 13, 14, to where they can grow full beards, full mustache. They had a shave before school. Most people can't even grow a beard today until they're like 25 or something like that. When just back in the day, like it was, there was school policy. You could not have a beard or a mustache in school. You had to shave it because men were growing that thick of facial hair because that's so much testosterone that was produced in their body. Well, what is it? It's all these different chemicals, frequencies, and the artificial stuff. Not that it's bad per se, but our body cannot interpret it. That is a sign for hormonal imbalances, which is glandular malfunctions, which can lead to the onset of things like mutated cells, cancer, tumors, organ malfunctions, and failure. So it's literally trying to say like, yo, these people are undeveloped. So you have to go into what's real to be able to start and trigger back up that process. The real things, vitamin A through mineral zinc, the bark of the trees, the dirt, the grass, the field, because that's what you are. You're part of nature. Just because you live in a house, you live in a box, you drive a car, you know what Wi-Fi is, doesn't mean you ever stop being nature. Like man was made of the dust of the earth, of the ground. So when you go back to that, you start becoming more angular, more defined. There's less chaos inside of you. And because of that, you have more clarity within your mind and your mental scape. So like these things are literally shaping you and showing you, informing you in the way to be. And then your body will come back to the angular state that it's supposed to be in, male and female. So the dude had the big bulbous under chin and like the very interesting shade, the reflection of skin. Like your skin should be radiating all the time, like almost with its natural glow. But if your skin is flat and it's dull, especially if you have to add something on just to have a sheen to it, that's trying to tell you what you've been participating in. When you start participating in the realm that you're in, your skin will naturally glow. You will have the sharp defined angles and curves and everything like that. You'll have a greater mind for that definition and what that even looks like. And then your body will naturally form into the human you're supposed to be. And then when you progress in it, you'll start ascending in a sense to more angelic vibes. Even people on the guide who are there's Aurelia. She gave her testimony, I think, yesterday. And she's like, hey, she's a 56-year-old woman. And it's funny because she's 56. She's been postmenopausal for like 3 years. And she regained her menstrual cycle back after being postmenopausal. She had so much vitality come back into her life. She actually regained her menstrual cycle. But that's not even the testimony. That's amazing. That's powerful. After 3 years of menopause, and then now you have it back. That's showing how much life is ready in her. But she's saying that people think that she's now 30. From being on the guide, like she's 56, now people are thinking that she's, in her like mid 30s. And she's like, I've never get that compliment before. And she's also saying that her skin has never been this clear ever in her entire life. In 56 years, her skin has never been this radiant and clear. And all she had to do was associate to the geometry that her body can, what's the word I'm looking for is not communicate with, but like interpret. She needs to put things inside of her that her body knows how to interpret. If you start speaking a language of all the artificial stuff, your body becomes confused. It doesn't speak that language. But when she puts these things inside of her that her body can intelligibly interpret, then all of a sudden these natural functions happen inside of her. That's why I say the gym is stupid. Supplements are stupid because they're just masking what the real issue is. Because you already have this inside of you. So if you just do this, you'll already have it. But the gym is just a supplement. The gym is just a supplement for what this actually is. You're supposed to look like this, but if you don't, most people would go to the gym to try to look like it. But the gym is masking. It's a supplement. It's a crutch. It's a patch. It's a Band-Aid, because the moment you stop going to the gym, you're back down here again. When you know you're supposed to look like this on the inside, you know on the inside, like I'm supposed to look like a divine being, an angelic being. Why do I have this thing inside of me? I know this, but I'm not looking like it. Well, let me go try the gym. Let me do all this other stuff. Well, those things are just exterior things. It's an interior thing. Once you do this, it naturally radiates and forms inside of you. And now that you're in this different shape of geometry, the entirety of reality is different. Now, when you walk in a room, you look like an angelic being, you get a different response. When you go out into the world and they see you, everyone treats you different. And it's not about the halo effect. I'm not even talking about that. But I'm saying, like, as you have different surfaces and vectors and like all the, like, as you embody a different shape geometrically in space, you will reflect and emit light in a different manner that causes a different perception in people's minds. And you start to live this different reality simultaneously in real time. Everything's based off of what you're emitting, what you're holding in, what we're talking about earlier, and even as you're shaped. And then people literally start living heaven on earth. And that's what it is. It's the entirety of it. It's the totality. It's not just not eating. It's not just, okay, well, he doesn't work out. It's not just this. It's literally having the conscious ability to take in the full scope of what this realm is, fully embody it, fully be transformed by it, fully emit it. And now you're living heaven on earth. And it's a very real thing.
a beautiful explanation on, you know, how we naturally express the highest geometry when we actually just love ourselves. I mean, I've been training my entire life. I was a professional athlete for a great deal of my life. And now I haven't trained in like 6 months. I'm looking better than what I was when I was a professional athlete, and zero effort. It's not easy. It's not hard. My wrinkles are even starting to get less.
Yeah,
40,
dude.
I'm turning 44 this month, and I'm I can really say that there is such a realness to what you've been sharing, Mikey. I mean, obviously, if you didn't express that, I would have been very skeptical. But the way that you look, the way that you speak, you know, and I think that's why more and more people are coming into this community, because people are tired of trends and fakeness, and people talking one thing but looking another way, or, you know, people trying to sell it an abundance program, but they can't even pay their rent, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think people
Their
have
abundance is the abundance program. So buy the abundance program so they can live in abundance. Like what? Like okay.
exactly. And yeah, I think people are catching on there's a lot of snake oil out there, and I think people are still skeptical of you. Obviously, you know, like I mean,
Less,
in the
less now though. Less now. There
yeah,
was a lot in the beginning, but man, there's so many less now. Like, hey, bro, I've been following you long enough. I know.
yeah,
Like, okay, I've been following you for a year now. Okay, now I'm ready. So like, there was a lot of skepticism in the beginning, and there's some
yeah,
like little gym rats out there who just pessimistic about everything because they don't want to know everything. But now
yeah,
the world is waking up, and there's a lot less of it, and there's a lot more people like, dude, I'm ready to go.
yeah, yeah. So, Mikey, I want to speak about the tipping point between where people can come to start understanding what self-love really is in terms of self-preservation. Like for our audience who might have a different idea of self-love, of like, pampering myself and eating whatever I want to eat. Like what is the worldview of self-love versus the real essence of self-love, like you describe it in the guide, but for the audience watching who might not understand that yet?
Wow. Okay, cool. So the self-love is one of the components, the main components in the guide. So people, you know, they'll ask like, okay, Mikey, how do I fast? Okay, you got me. Okay, how do I do this? Okay, how do I start starving myself? Or like, or they might think like, oh, I need to drink blood like Mikey does, or something like that. Like people instantly see what I do, and they'll think like, okay, I need to instantly go do that. Okay, Mikey hasn't eaten in 303 days. Okay, I need to go do that too. And it's not what this is about at all. That's just an exploit. Like when you come to this high optimization, these are things that just happened. They're not the goal or the pursuit it by any means. So what gets us there, what the most effective methodology in the entire guide is self-love. Because if you don't love yourself, one, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to keep it up. You're not going to keep doing this stuff because again, like Charles says, it's not hard. It's easy. Like he stopped working out and he's more shredded now at nearly like 44 than when he was like 20 in his 20s as a boxer and everything else with doing less effort. It's like, bro, for one, why wouldn't you want this? Because you could have more for less and it's easier and you don't have to stress yourself out. Like it's just like it's the obvious decision, you know, like this is obviously the way. But what gets us there is loving ourselves, because that's the main thing I get people on. If you can come to the point where you are completely dedicated to yourself, you will do whatever it takes. It will become so easy. You always have the motivation. You always have the inspiration. You won't be tempted by junk food. Yeah, but how are you not tempted by junk food? I love myself. Because I love myself, I wouldn't put that crap in my body. Like I love this guy. I wouldn't feed my baby batteries. If I, you know, if I had a child, I wouldn't hand them some batteries to put in their mouth and chew on. I'm like, no, that's like very toxic, you know. And I in the same sense, I take care of myself in that same way. Like I wouldn't put toxic stuff inside of me. Yeah, but like, how do you like not cheat and like eat cake, or how do you keep doing the guide? And but what if I really like the gym though because it's my therapy? And it's just like I don't supplement or you know
I think we got cut off again,
a
Mikey.
Band-Aid. When you love yourself, you take.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for a moment.
We back now?
Yes, I think we're back.
Excuse me, guys. Sorry
Yeah,
about
we're
that.
back.
The power's going in and out and on and off. I think because the power came back on, we.
Oh, it switched to the 2.4 once it got back on.
Yeah, it like switched Wi-Fi's and stuff like that. So how are we? Are we good? Am I laggy at all? We're good. Okay, cool. So
We're good.
ultimately, I don't outsource my mental health to a gym or to run. Feel good. So if you've been running from for the past 10 years, or a person has been running from for like decades, are resolved in sometimes minutes, sometimes seconds, but usually like no longer than an hour. Lifelong things. And they usually come up because your body has been wanting to expose this to you for so long and get this resolved that it's happy. Almost like the harmonic convergence, it happens like super quick. In the same way, like, man, when you finally just a person sits down with their body and does like the meditations in the Discord, or like does a self-love decree and everything else, years of what the person's been running from comes up and it's resolved in an instant. And the person never has to deal with it again. So guess what? You're no longer carrying that load. Guess what? You're no longer stressed, no longer having those things extract energy in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Now you're coming to the point where you have more energy because those things are dealt with. Now you have free energy. What can you do with more energy? You could be smarter, wiser, stronger, richer, faster, whatever. And now life becomes unlimited. So self-love isn't like, okay, I'm going to cater myself today. I'm going to go on a girls trip or like the spa day and self-love. Self-love is actually sitting with me seeing like, dude, what the heck do I need? What's going on? When have I last listened to myself? What am I actually saying to me? What am I down here saying to me here, or at least trying to get my attention on? And this is where every problem occurs. Every accident, every incident happens because it's us trying to get our own attention. There was a guy, he was on my live the other day. Oh, man, he had tooth pains, and my heart goes out for this man. He had tooth pains, but he came on my live like this. He's like, he's a cool dude, very, very chill. No hate on him. I actually like, my heart goes out to this man. He's like, hey, Mikey, what do you think about blah, 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 blah. He's like, I got my teeth fixed. And I'm like, teeth fixed? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, I went to the dentist and got my teeth fixed. I'm like, bro, like, lay out to me, what do you mean got your teeth fixed? Were they broken? Or did they run out of oil or something like that? Did the transmission need repair? What do you mean teeth fixed? And then ultimately, I dug a little deeper, and it turns out he had pains all throughout his teeth, like multiple teeth were just in pain, and he got veneers. So he got a whole new set of teeth. And I told him, I'm like, your body sent you those pain signals to tell it that, like, hey, look, we need to fix this, or in a sense, like heal it, regenerate it, take care of it. And instead of you listening to your body and taking care of your body, you just chop your teeth out. You just grind them down, chop them out, and then put in artificial teeth. Your body trusted you as the adult, as the chaperone, as the lover of it. And instead of hearing the cries of how you've been treating yourself, you just chop its head off, and you put in a whole new rack of fake artificial teeth that just go get changed out every decade or so. Like, you literally killed your teeth, bro. They cried and they trusted you, and instead of healing them and helping them, you killed them. And it's just like, we think that, okay, well, hey, yeah, getting my teeth fixed, that's the thing, but that's the manipulation. We think that getting plastic surgery is self-love, but that's the manipulation. All this stuff, we think it's actually self-love, but it's really the manipulation, because all self-love really is taking the adequate time to listen to ourselves. And once we do, the answer is always there: the healing, the regeneration, the money, whatever. Because our body is trying to have the harmonic convergence to get us where we're supposed to be. But if we don't listen, and we don't know where we're in, and we don't know what's going on, we'll start making all these stupid decisions, like chopping our teeth out and like getting veneers or getting some fake stuff when they weren't even in a bad position to begin with. It was this pain trying to tell us, hey, stop eating this food. And I even told the guy, I'm like, look, your teeth are like antennas. They were giving you signals to tell you what's bad and what's good. Now that you got them chopped out, you have no signals. You can't tell what's going on in your mouth anymore. Those antennas, that function that you had is now gone forever, and you can never get it back, bro. Like your teeth are antennas to share with you and tell you what's going on. And now whenever you bite into something, you don't know if that problem's still there. So the thing that was causing the pain in your teeth, that your teeth are trying to point to, like, yo, this is bad, you won't even know if you're eating the bad anymore, because now your detection mechanism, you completely wasted it. And now he's probably still eating those things that caused it, which is probably going to lead to cancer, illness, all this other stuff. It's really, really wild, really crazy stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much self-love is paying attention to yourself. The real self-love.
Yeah, Mikey. Sitting in the specific meditations that you laid out in the guide, and that we go really deep into in the Discord. It's one of my favorite topics right now. It's the phase 3 meditation.
Yeah, it's powerful.
And I've started to really, really see that manifestation is a waste of time, because when you want to manifest something, you're not dealing with the reason it's not there. Do you want to share a little bit more on that?
Yeah, totally, for sure. And then even after this, we can go into the rapid fire round and we ask questions, stuff like that, and we can just come back for another time, because I feel like we're just like open the fire hose on people, and like people can listen to this probably 5 times and get something more from it every single. This has been extremely powerful. This has been probably our most powerful conversation yet. So thank you for providing the questions, the prompts and everything else. Like even me, I'm like, dude, we're talking about some deep stuff on this one. So I'm excited. So yeah, manifestation's a farce, because people are trying to manifest, but the fact that they don't have is trying to show them that they don't have it. So if a person's trying to manifest something, like they're trying to operate outside of themselves, when you need to understand you only have what you want. So if you don't have it, you don't have it because you don't actually want it. But when you don't know yourself, you think you don't have it because you just haven't gotten it. When really, a person doesn't have it because they don't really want that thing. Now, can they want it in the future? Yeah. Can they get in the future? Of course. But something inside of them doesn't want it. Maybe they won't trust themselves with it. It might be success. It might be love. It might be, fertility and children. It could be anything, right? But a person only experiences what they want to experience. That's it. End of day. And when you understand that, you no longer have to navigate through reality trying to manifest stuff. You position by knowing yourself, and then these things like instantly happen. You end up getting the same thing without ever trying to manifest, and you save a bunch of energy that way too. So when a person goes into phase 3 meditation, which is, I believe, the most powerful thing a person could ever learn, is phase 3 and 4 meditation. Like you can spend probably the next 2 years just doing that portion of the Discord community. And I mean, it's unlimited. Like it brought me around billionaires and like extremely successful people. It always put me in the right rooms at the right time. I got a bunch of stuff for free. I get to hang out with the FBI. Like it brought me next to government officials. Like, okay, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't really need money. It's just like, bro, it brought me around government officials. I was hanging out with the FBI. I was like hanging out with people who were like the co-ops, the badasses in the military, like Navy SEALs. I was hanging out with the billionaires, like everybody who was a badass in their field. Like it brought me around those people. Some of the coolest DJs. I mean, it was cool because I was hanging out with a Waka Flocka one day, and we were playing Mortal Kombat together. And it's just like, if you're not familiar with Waka Flocka, he's a pretty famous rapper in the US. But I just woke up, one day, and like part of my day is, hey, I'm gonna go play some Mortal Kombat at my friend's house. Turns out Waka Flocka is there, and like we're all playing, having fun and stuff like that. It brought me in rooms. So it's just so crazy. Like when you truly understand life is only what you want, you see how you're holding yourself back, and you don't have to try to manifest to compensate for it. Manifestation is a compensation of not understanding or knowing yourself. When you truly know yourself, you don't have to manifest to try to get something. You just stop resisting yourself, or admit that you actually don't want it. And it either becomes irrelevant and you just toss it, or you see how you're blocking yourself and you just remove it. And then the thing comes near instantaneously. It didn't take me like a year to learn all this other or get the stuff that I'm talking about there with the billionaires stuff. It took me like less than a week. I went from like barely scraping by to barely paying my bills to like hanging out with billionaires and like extremely successful people who all wanted my services and stuff like that, like commercials and filming and stuff like all the other stuff. So with the phase 3 meditations, it shows you what you're holding on inside of you internally. The reason the person needs to go to the gym for therapy, the reason the person needs to go run to feel better, it shows them what they're holding on to. And then whenever this stuff comes up, phase 4 is how to deal with it. So whenever you do specific meditation, you deal with it. You have a lot of clear open space in you. And now you can see what you truly desire. And as you truly desire it, harmonic convergence, it happens instantaneously. You don't have to affirm or believe or declare or try or wish or hope or pray. You just come into what reality actually is. That's why I think it's silly to pray too. Like, well, people are like, well, what if I want to pray to God and all this other stuff? Like, yeah, you can. And I can pray to God that, hey, I'm thirsty, God, go get me a cup of water. Or I just know how this reality works and just go to the kitchen and get some water. You know, like, yeah, I can pray to God to do this stuff. Or, hey, God, I stink. I'm going to pray to smell better. Okay. Well, you shouldn't stink on the guide, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to pray to God to go take a shower or something like that. When you also understand how this realm really works, you don't have to pray to God to try to get stuff. You become capable. And I think that's the best way of worship. If a person doesn't want to worship God, their capability is directly correlated to their God's glory by what they're able to do and achieve and accomplish. But if you have to pray for everything, even the most simple, like, hey, pay my phone bill this month, please, or this or that, it's just like, bro, like that's what you're going to, you know, not that there's any prayer that's too like humble or whatever, but like I'm saying, like, if you learn how to if you learn how to do the basic faculties of this realm, it becomes so like you become indomitable. You can't be stopped, you know, like if I can go hang out with the FBI, if I can go and hang out with all these people and all this stuff and get in these rooms and do these things, it's like, and if I know how to do that, like, well, then why would I need money? Why would I need this? Why would I need to try? Why would I even need to pray? Because it's just understanding myself. The moment I understand myself, it's expressed out here and I get it by default. So whatever, I'll wrap it up with this. Whatever you're experiencing out here is a direct correlation to what you're holding on the inside. So you don't need to try to manifest. You need to read the environment and what's out here and go back inside and find it. And you're like, yo, why am I creating this? And then once you do that, once you understand, bam, you get the result. It's very powerful, very effective, and extremely fast. It works super fast.
Yeah, it's almost instant. Mikey, thank you for, closing that up so beautifully. I agree with you. We are here to make manifest the glory of what we are, glory of God, whatever we want to call it. And when we know ourselves and we know how we function in this realm, that's what we're doing. We're in the harmonic state. We're putting harmonic energy. Everyone around us benefits, and that's our purpose. And here we are sharing some love. So thanks. That was incredible.
Totally, man. Totally. Okay, we're about to go to a question and answer round. So guys, if you have a question for Charles, feel free to drop it down below. If you have a question for myself, feel free to drop it down below. I'm super happy to just connect with the community. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for just being so gracious to Charles. Charles, real quick, where can everybody find you at?
I'm most active on Facebook and Instagram. Anyone can find me, Charles Veyer, Facebook and Instagram. But if you really want to come find me, join the Discord community where we're going to have a lot of fun listening, encouraging each other, listening to all the beautiful things that Mikey has to share. So that's the hottest place in the world on the internet right now is Mikey.
It really is, man. I'm like, bro, you're not going to find this anywhere else. I didn't go to some book and try to get their message and put this out. I just paid attention to reality. And it's like, you're going to, what you find there, you're not going to find anywhere else. Anywhere else. And everybody in there is so genuine. So we keep it inside. So like, people don't even know what I actually teach. People are like, oh man, like, okay, I know what Mikey teaches. You go in the Discord, like, oh, I didn't know any of this stuff at all. And it's never been spoken before. Again, like a lot of things, like I've never even said that until that moment. So it's just like, whoa, there's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
Hi. You guys hear Sasha? Okay. So we're gonna do a little mic check real quick. Can you guys hear Sasha?
Hey everyone, mic check. All right, I think I hear myself. Awesome. So we got our first question here from Scarlett on YT. She asked, how do you love yourself?
What's a great question. Cool. I mean, we spoke about this earlier, but Charles, if you want to kind of like just give them like some footnotes on what we talked about, you want to share it?
I'd love to. Scarlett, thank you. That is a great question, and we did touch on it. And basically, its first thing is to understand what self-love is. You know, having a clear definition of self-love, which is self-preservation, preserving yourself so that you can actually live. So anything that is not detrimental to yourself is the definition of self-love. And it comes from the intention and the commitment to be dedicated to yourself, to love yourself. And that is the beginning. And then getting the guide, understanding all the different ways of how to actually love yourself, what to feed your body, how to breathe, how you can actually hold yourself and move and touch yourself, that actually is going to preserve yourself, give you more life, more energy, more consciousness. And life gets really beautiful when you do.
I like what you just said. Touch yourself. Like touching yourself is definitely part of self-love too. So you like touch different part of your body and you send energy out. So it's very important.
Yeah.
100%. And then Jom also on YT asked, is there anything on mantras or ways/tips using your words to empower yourself?
Well, here's the thing. Like that's just another tool or a cope almost even. To like, if you need a mantra to empower yourself, why do you need that mantra to empower yourself? That's kind of what we're getting with this. Let's get to the root of it. And in this forever, why would I need to try to convince myself to power myself? Because if I'm convincing myself to power, then I don't believe it. So I'm doing a mantra until I maybe believe that mantra for a little while, but it'll eventually wear off. Why did I even not believe in myself to begin with? And when you get to the root of that, you remove it and it's gone forever. You've always believed in yourself. I didn't have to like say a mantra before I came on. Okay, I'm a good speaker. Let me believe that people are going to listen. No, I just step up and I just speak because it's so innate in me now. It's just like, what else are we going to talk about? You know, like we're only going to talk about powerful. We're only going to be powerful. We're only going to win. We're only going to do good stuff. Now, I use every word that I have for the most part to speak the most powerful things. So if I'm only speaking powerful things, well, I have a segment of time to where I'm speaking mantra to empower myself. I'm only living in power. Everything I'm doing is in power. So I'm reminded what power is every single day by everything that I do and everything that I live is in power. That's the real thing that needs to be put awareness onto. Why would I not choose power? And then you go in, you find these things, and then bam, you unravel it. And then mantras become irrelevant. They become unnecessary. It's just a coping mechanism. Charles, you want to add on to?
Yeah, it's basically just understanding, like you mentioned in the Discord, syntax surgery, you know, just being aware of the depth of where the question even comes from. Even the question can be coming from a very limited space. So just be empowered by knowing yourself and loving yourself, and then you will speak only empowering things without even needing to empower yourself.
So powerful. I mean, why would you have a time of mantras where you're empowering yourself? Everything you're saying should be powerful. If it's not powerful, why are you saying it? Why would you ever say something that's not powerful? Like everything, like when you guys check these lives, everything I'm saying, bam, 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 bam. We're always trying to say the most powerful thing. I'm not taking time to say something irrelevant or silly. I mean, maybe goofy, like lighten the mood, but like I'm not saying something that doesn't slap. Not because I'm trying to say something, because power is what I already am. And now this is what I've embodied versus trying to convince myself. Same thing for you as well.
And then All Kings here on YT asked, hey guys, how do I recover from tremors from antipsychotics? I already stopped them and already feel.
How long ago did that occur? So that's going to be something big as well. There's some things I can say like, hey, to remedy it in a sense, but ultimately, Charles, do you want to start with this one?
I don't really know much about coming off of antipsychotics, but I can tell you
so I can go
now.
ahead and go into it.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, totally. So there's so much to do with this, right? Because why did you go on the antipsychotics in the first place? Where did this even come from? What are you ignoring in yourself? Why has it been ignored for so long that it comes to the point of getting on antipsychotics? You get what I'm saying? Like, everything is a concession. It's not just like, oh yeah, I'm finally off antipsychotics. Like, no, there's a whole history before that. And that's what you're really dealing with. You're dealing with everything before that moment. You're not dealing with the moment. You're not dealing with the experience of what you're experiencing now. You're dealing with everything that precedes it. And if people don't see that, they'll always be dealing with it. And they'll always be fighting. And they'll always be down. There'll be this remedy to the next remedy. Because I can tell you, okay, yeah, and take some lion's mane, some saffron's going to help you for neuro regeneration and like cleanse your brain out, and like maybe some tamarind, like, you know, get the blackout and all this other stuff. I can say all these things, but if you don't understand the linchpin of what even caused this event, then you're going to be right back into it in a different way, in a relationship or this or that. So what you really want to do is take these tremors and understand that shake is trying to wake you up from what actually started all this stuff that you've been ignoring for the past 20 years, maybe 10 years, 20 years. I don't know how old you are, but it's trying to tell you like, hey, you haven't been paying attention. So use the energy of the tremors to go inside of yourself and maybe even ask them, man, where did this come from? Why did I come to this point? Like, hey, I love you. Like we've been talking about before, self-love. And then through that self-love, guess what? You get the answer. Oh, snap. And then once you get the answer, it's resolved, it goes away forever. And this cycle does not repeat anymore. We end the cycle right then and there. But yeah, if you're having tremors, I would say the best thing to do is I wouldn't even try to remedy them out. Remedy them out.
He said it was 9 months ago.
9 months ago.
Yeah, that he stopped.
And you're still getting, oh yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, 9 months ago and you're still getting trimmed, dude. Yeah. This is a deep issue, not even from the antipsychotics now. It's like what you have inside of you hasn't been dealt with for so long, your body's literally falling apart. Your body's literally shaking. Yeah, you feel better, but I'm telling you, man, like there's something inside of you that you have not dealt with, and your body's like, bro, it's trying to shake you and wake you up. It's time to start paying attention to yourself, man. Go into the phase meditations. If you don't know what they are, join the Discord. It's in there. And truly pay attention to yourself and see what you're trying to say and go throughout all of it. Don't be like, okay, well, I spent 5 minutes in meditation, I'm good. No, I did a meditation retreat last week. Like, no, quality time with yourself. Check in day by day, multiple times a day. Sit with yourself as much as you possibly can. Breathe. And
then A Life I Love asked, how did you learn to blend the practical with the metaphysical in such a unique way?
Well, it's a great question. They're not really different, and I don't try to dedicate myself to a specific field. I just recognize what is and see how it's already connected. So I'm not trying to be a metaphysicist. I'm not trying to be a psychiatrist or like a psychological doctor or anything. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not any of those things, by the way, but I'm just saying I'm not trying to be. And when you're not dedicated to a specific field, you can see the whole scope of everything. And you just start at one side. And when you're tired, boom, get out. You can go to the other side. You're tired, boom, get out, go there. And you just kind of start mapping everything out as you have energy for it. Because you're not trying to say, because if you notice, every practice is trying to say that they're the one who's right. Every quantum physicist is trying to say quantum's the way. Every physicist is trying to say physics is the way. Every mathematician is trying to say math is the way. Every vegan is trying to say vegan's the way. Every carnivore is trying to say carnivore is the way. But they're all similar in this one thing, that they're isolated. They're myopic. They focus on one bandwidth, one frequency, and they just make it all about that. It's everything. It's it's all these polygons, it's everything. It's all these shapes and faces and vectors and side and vortices, all these things that combine to make what is. And whenever you just point to what is, like it shows itself to be that. So only point to what is. I'm not even trying to blend at all. So the best way that I blended it together is not even being intentional in trying to blend it. It's just by saying what is. And as I am, and I specifically keep myself disassociated with any specific field. It's allowed me to come to these conclusions because I'm unbiased. I don't care. I'm not trying to justify a field or give it life or prove it. I'm just simply saying this is the effectivity of these specific methodologies.
And then Donna from YT asked, what do you recommend for a person beginning to change for the better?
Charles, you want to take this one? What do you recommend for a person who's trying to change for the better?
Well, you're already on the right path. I think investigate your intentions. Why do you want to be better? And get the guide, join the LifeCon community. You'll be in the best hands. You'll be in the best hands if you want more life, because that's ultimately what we want. If we want to get better, we want life. And this is where you're going to get it.
Yeah, totally, for sure. So like, I think what I think what Charles said at the very beginning was very deep. Why do you want to be better?
Yeah.
How can you be better if you don't really know yourself?
Yeah.
How could you be better? What is better? Better than what? Where are you now? Why are you here? Are you better than where you were before? You get what I'm saying? So you might already be better. You might have already fulfilled that by being better than you were a year ago. You're in a better place. So, but there you go. There's your fulfillment. But ultimately, what's being said here is really even like know yourself. Where's this desire coming from? Who says you're not better? Why do you want to be better? Better like what? Who put that there? And then as you automatically navigate and scan through these ideas and concepts and questions, you find yourself at the result of where you want to be. And it happens by default. By navigating mentally and just throughout your body, you end up being at that better place because it becomes part of who you are as you construct yourself by scanning your body, by questioning yourself, by actualizing where you are now.
And then on IG, we have Agdag. It says, how to improve our posture with breathing. Okay,
how to improve posture with breathing? Well, you can.
Their second question was how to breathe properly.
How to breathe properly. I love you. And I say this because I love you. The industry has told us that we need to become a student or a client of a specific way to do it right. This is how you breathe properly. This is how you poop properly, sit properly, or whatever. You need to have perfect posture, and that's how you live life properly. Like, no, it's all dumb, all of it. There's no breathing properly. Breathe however you want, but breathe in variety. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe in through your mouth. Breathe out through your mouth. Breathe out through your nose. Breathe in one nostril and out your mouth. Breathe in another nostril and out your mouth. Breathe in your mouth and out that nostril. Breathe in your mouth and out the other nostril. And then there's no right way to breathe. Breathe deep. Breathe shallow. Explore all the ways of breathing. There's no right way to breathe. You need to know what all ways you can breathe. Because if I say, okay, well, the right way to breathe is this, you'll never explore all the other ways that you can breathe in your own life. Now, posture, how to have perfect posture. There is no perfect posture. Because if you just stand up straight all day, then you don't get to embrace the energy that you get from slouching. But then going to the side and then going to the other side. So it's not perfect posture that you actually want. It's the variety of posture that you can obtain. You want to fill as many degrees of space as you can as possible. So I have my spine in like an S curve. I have it out like this. I have it to the side. I have it to the side like this, side like that, side like so. I'm always moving in different shapes all day, and I'm moving my vertebrae and my neck and my legs and my knees, and I'm trying to hit every single rotational axis lever point that I can possibly hit in space. And that's what you actually want. You don't want to have perfect posture. There's no such thing as there's no such thing as perfect posture, because if you're in one position too long, you start to contract, and you end up atrophying and wearing out those specific muscles. So you want to keep changing muscles all throughout the day and breathing in different ways all throughout the day. Hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. And they all give different effects to your psyche. If you want to hit different point or inspiration, you're going to move your posture and change your breathing, and it's going to make you think in a different way. But if you think there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, then you don't know what you actually are. There's no right or wrong way. There's just understanding all the variations that you can engage in and what you need to engage in that specific moment in time. Do you want to add anything onto that, Charles?
No, that was so spot on, so beautiful.
All right, cool. If you guys have any questions for Charles, go ahead and feel free to ask it. If not, I'm not going to have him hold on here just to, watch me answer questions for sure. I mean, I totally respect this man's time and thank you for being here. But if you guys have any questions for Charles, drop them down below. And even if not, just show some love. Say how much you appreciate Charles for coming on and asking these bomb fire questions and stuff like that. And just show your brother love, man. Like, show your family love. Show the people of the world love. Be here for people. That Charles is showing up. That he's here for himself. He's here for his family. He's here for his community. And he's showing up every single day. And he's here with his friend. He has a WhatsApp group. And he's like leading these other men and people and stuff like that. Like, because some people out there, they've given up. They just gave up. They gave up on, themselves. They gave up on the people around them. But Charles out here encouraging many, showing love, showing gratitude, showing faith in others, even in themselves. So like, that's something that is admirable. So you guys definitely showed Charles love in the comments. I appreciate for having him on. And Sash, do you have any, are there any questions for Charles before we go?
Let's see.
Oh, by the way, if you guys do want to get the guide, you can always type in winner, right? Winner?
Winning.
Oh, winning. Okay. Winning.
I can put it up for you guys.
You can type in WINNING at checkout. We'll have it up at the bottom, winning. You know how to spell winning. And you can use that to get a special discount off. It's Charles's code, so he does get a kickback for it. But nonetheless, it shows appreciation to him. You get something in return. You get like a discount on it. And, we just feed the community and stuff like that. So use that winning for apply discount code.
So we have a question from Kick. D Vibes asked, Charles, what are some of the things you have been noticing since joining the community and applying the things in the guide? Much love.
Who's that? D Vibes. What a cool question. I am so happy to answer that. D Vibes. So what I've been noticing
yes,
so since joining the community. Oh, D Vibe. What a cool name. What a cool name. We love you, D Vibes. I love your name. So I got the guide before I joined the community. So I started on the guide, and within about 2 weeks, I started seeing results. I started experiencing more mental clarity, more physical energy, and I wanted to go deeper as fast as I can. So I joined the community. First of all, first thing that I have to share is I have never felt as loved as in this Discord community. So that's one thing. Second thing is mental acuity, mental clarity, physical energy. The other thing is I used to be a professional athlete. I was an MMA fighter and a boxer before that. I was fit all my life. I think I was about 8 weeks on the guide, and I noticed that I am right now in better shape than I was when I was a 28-year-old, 30-year-old professional MMA fighter. Aesthetically, the way that I look, how lean I am, and it's effortless. Like I used to train 4 hours a day for that. Now I'm looking better. I'm doing so much less. I'm enjoying life so much more. I'm happier. I'm in an incredibly positive state of being, regardless of what happens around me. I'm doing good in business. There's a lot of opportunities that are coming my way. And yeah, I hope that answers the question. I mean, I can go deep and talk about how this has impacted my family in a positive way. It's really just life has gotten much better. Tangibly, not just an inner feeling, but life is much better. I feel calmer, I feel at peace, I feel loved, I feel loving, I feel harmonious, and my reality is starting to reflect more harmony as well. D Vibes, I hope that satisfies your curiosity.
That was very beautiful. That was awesome. 100%, man. So like, that's why we call it the life guide, because it's not about health per se or fitness or muscles. It's literally about making all of your life better, like with your loved ones, your family, your finances, just all of life, everything pertaining to life. We want to upgrade it in every single way. So Charles is experiencing that. Everybody else in the community is experiencing that. And that's what this actually is. We have another one, Sash?
So Scarlett's asking, or not Scarlett, sorry. Donna is asking, how do I find the book after your show?
You can go to MikeyBreathes.com. Sasha will put it down the bottom. And on checkout, type in winning for the promo code and you get a special discount offer for it. So MikeyBreathes.com. And then in the apply discount, type in winning, WINNING. Do we have another one for Charles?
Let's see. How about the people? Well, actually, let's see. I don't see another one for Charles.
Okay, cool.
Not for right now.
All right, cool. Well, Charles, I appreciate you for being here. I love you so much, brother. You are amazing. You are a blessing to my life and definitely the life of your family. So I thank you for just winning. I thank you for showing up, being a man, being a spirit, being a brother, and showing so much love, being here for yourself. I honor you. I think you're amazing, and I cannot. Proud does not even encapsulate how I feel towards you, man. You are awesome. You are kicking ass, and I see you growing every single day. So I'm here for you, and thank you so much for being here.
I love you, my brother. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for sharing space, for doing what you do. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Lay. Thank you, audience, for watching. I love you guys. I'm going to bounce and go live my life. Cheers.
Heck yeah.
Yay. Love you, Charles.
Awesome, brother. We love you, man. See you soon. Man, that's amazing. We can even try hopping on the G now.
Okay, we are going to switch Wi-Fi.
So guys, just 1 second, we're going to switch Wi-Fi's, answer some more questions, and then we'll probably do